A woman accidentally burned herself with a curling iron. Suddenly, the teapot sitting nearby started to move. When she opened it, $200 appeared inside. Curious, she burned herself again. The teapot shook violently and spit out more bills, this time $700. She couldn't believe her eyes. She turned around and kicked the corner of the table hard, wincing in pain. Looking back at the teapot, she found $400 inside. Then she stared at the cabinet and punched it with all her strength. Cash came flying out. When her boyfriend came home, the place was completely trashed. He thought they'd been robbed. She handed him the teapot and slapped him hard across the face. He fell to the ground. She explained that whenever the body experienced pain, the teapot would magically produce money. He didn't believe her, insisting she must have hidden the cash in there beforehand. So she kneed him in the stomach. He doubled over in agony, and a thick wad of bills flew out. After several experiments, they discovered that the greater the pain, the more money appeared. They decided to stop once they reached 10 million. They held their hands over the stove, and as their palms moved closer to the flames, bills began floating out one after another. The woman stuffed the teapot into her bag and went to a beauty salon to get her leg hair waxed. The man went to the hospital to have teeth pulled without anesthesia. Blood-curdling screams echoed from the room. Together, they visited a tattoo parlor. They tried every possible way to inflict pain on themselves, then went on wild shopping sprees with the money they'd conjured. He ordered a convertible sports car. She adorned herself with expensive jewelry. Even their home transformed into a luxury mansion. Overnight, they'd become the wealthy elite, throwing lavish parties in their estate. One day, an archaeology professor came to visit and warned them that the teapot was extremely dangerous. Thinking he was trying to steal it, the woman slammed the door in his face and dismissed his warning. But soon enough, the professor's words proved true. Two men in black broke into their home and took all their money, claiming the teapot belonged to their family. But they didn't take the teapot itself, only the cash. Even when the teapot fell during the struggle, they wouldn't touch it, as if they feared a curse. Desperate for answers, they tracked down the professor. He told them the teapot was 2,000 years old. Countless people had possessed it, and without exception, all had been cursed and died horrible deaths. Even the slightest evil thought would be amplified infinitely until it destroyed them. But the woman refused to give up the teapot. She planned to lure in some criminals using her looks, then bury them. They dug a large pit in the outskirts, but suddenly the man had second thoughts. He realized she'd gone insane. Still, she insisted on going through with it. Heartbroken, he returned home. He sat on the windowsill clutching the teapot, trying to convince her to give it to the professor. To appease him, she agreed on the spot, but he saw hesitation and reluctance in her eyes. So he jumped, teapot and all. He crashed hard onto the ground below. Bills floated out in droves. She ran downstairs, screaming his name, tears of regret and guilt streaming down her face. Fortunately, he survived. She finally agreed to hand over the teapot to the professor, but that night, the house alarm went off. He rushed downstairs to find the teapot missing from the table. At the door, he discovered it was her brother who'd stolen it. The next day, they went to her brother's place and found the room littered with corpses and cash. Clearly, a violent struggle had taken place. All of this happened because of the teapot and their greed. So if you possessed this teapot, what would you do with it?